All right, guys. It is 4:14. It is January 27th. Take a look at disclosure. You guys know the drill. Here we go. Let's bring this over here. My name. My name. What's my name? What's my name? My name is Scott Redler. I am the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead. I just want to make sure that the Alpha team is seeing it because I'm doing a recap in the Alpha team, and there's a bunch of people in an open house today. I'm glad that they got to come in and see that we weren't jumping off of cliffs and out windows. We take the same strategic, smart, calculated approach we do every day. Whether you're, playing for the championship, a foul shot is still the same foul shot distance. Whether you're there, or whether you're in the playoffs, or whether it's just one of the 100 games that you play. That's why guys have their process. Chase has his process. 1, 2, 3, spin it, foul shot. It's the same distance if the game's on the line. It's the same distance if it's in the first quarter. Same thing we do with the market. Okay, every day, same process, same routine. You get up. You look what's happening around the world. You see where the futures are going. You see what the present narrative has been. What's the news? What's driving the emotion? And then figure out, is it over emotion? Map out areas and pretty much do what you got to do to figure it out. What's based on your own process. So anyway, can you guys see? So this is the Alpha team. They're also watching. So I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to myself because it is a long day and I'm not going to do this again. As much as I love everybody. Test. Test. All right, Zachy. All right. Red Frog. Nugsy. All right, so I think we have a bunch of people trying out the virtual trade floor today, which is probably a good day for it. We do get some like-minded individuals from around the world that happen to tune in when we do this once a quarter or so. And it's just a great way to get more human capital. So anyway, with that being said, I did come in with with some longs on. I was down a pretty penny also pre-market. When I woke up in the morning, Amazon was down 13, 14, Meta was down 25, the SPYs were down 14, Dash was down 6, ONON was down 2.5, like all the stuff that we've been trying to massage and manage, and I did come in with some SPYs short. So as you could see here on the Alpha team, I was short the SPYs, and I pretty much started covering in the morning and got out of really good prices. I think I got down 13, 14. That helped. And then I traded around as much as I could. I put all the charts up here, which everybody knows. Some of the quick thoughts were, oops, hold on, let's move this over. Was will Amazon be buyable? Wow, look at that. That was exactly where look at that. Well, 219 was the low, but this was your retest here. What a candle. Now the question is, does it need to pack and fill a little bit before taking out 235.50? Bottom line, it was a really nice move. If you go here to Amazon, and you look at the intraday chart just to learn from. So this was really the spot where it went to fill the gap and then slowly crawled up, and then midday or when I have to go leave, it kind of held the upper end of the range and then took off into the close. When I say you could buy versus a 5-minute low, this is your 5-minute low, or maybe buy versus a 15-minute low. So if you bought at the 15-minute low saying I'm going to give it to the 5-minute low, you had a strategic entry and it went up a lot. And then if you said, hey, I'm going to buy for the afternoon for the power hour, you could have bought versus 231 and then had a nice move. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But anyway, deep seek back to fiction, I don't know. All I know is that you had things to do. Look at Meta. My goodness gracious, look how fast that happened. So Meta, I had a call spread on when we were down 20. I took off the short side of the calls. When we got green, I took off some of the straight up calls. So I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then we had some continuation, and I created a new call spread and used the action to fund it. And now what? All I know is that if you look at Meta, wow, it didn't care. It reclaimed this spot, which is 634 or 631, and then took out 638. So if you were short Meta because you were thinking, hey, Meta's done, or whatever the hell you were thinking, you definitely didn't happen. And they let it go. They let it happen, which is pretty crazy. So Some people say, hey, Red Dog, what did you learn today? Well, learn that you had to really cover your hedges in the first part of the day, and that Meta reacted really well. Amazon reacted really well. A lot of people were saying, hey, Red Dog, if Amazon doesn't have to spend all this money on closed source AI and they can go open source this and that, their margin's going to increase and it's going to be a blockbuster. I'm like, it sounds good to me. Anyway, that was Meta. Um, you know, bullish engulfing. So you can't be so upset there, right? Might as well save that. That's a pretty picture if you were in it. Um, and then you have Amazon. Wow, it came in retested. This low was what? 225.86. That was one of my better buys. I obviously only scalped it. So this is what I did with Amazon. Amazon, I added pre-market and then sold some after a multi-dollar bounce, and then I held what I had overnight, so I wound up making good money in Amazon. If you look here again on the Alpha team, the first thing for Amazon wasn't a sell, it was a buy, right? Buy at 748, and then by the time 842 rolled around, I was able to, sell some and make cash flow. If I was flat Amazon, I would have made good money in it. Instead, I was long it, and I just held it because it showed me and gave me reasons to stay in it. And then I bought at the end of the day and made a little extra money. So now if it's up tomorrow, I could trim it and stay with it. Tesla didn't quite show that. I tried to play Tesla. It didn't really work. I made a few dollars and moved away. To me, this does not look like Amazon or Meta. There's still a lot of question marks, and people are still upset with Elon for doing what he did, which we're not going to talk about. And it did come off lows, and we'll see. I don't know. I waited. I gave it a 5, 15, 30-minute low. I did try it. I always try it a little bit, and it just didn't have the power. It had nothing. So here, if you look at the 3-minute or the 5-minute, I think I played it to here, and then got stopped out, never went back to it, thank goodness, and did a whole lot of nothing. Nothing so special there. You only want to be in special names when they're acting special. Meta acted very special today. Amazon acted very special today. Google, not so special. Gave you one push, and now it's hard to tell. Broke below 191. This is 190.73. Netflix, you had to really be fast. You had to take your trade and move and leave. It still looks actually pretty good, but it did give you a real fast money trade if you were in Netflix. I didn't trade it. I haven't been trading it, but it gave you lots of trades. This was a buy on the versus the 5, 15-minute low, and then it pushed up, and then right here stopped out if you were thinking it was going to be a bull flag, and then should have held here and didn't, and then came all the way down to come all the way up. So this part of the day was more calculated. Listen, I make a living in the first few hours of the day. That's when I trade mostly. I trade mostly, between 9 o'clock and 11:30. I adjust all my positions. I take advantage of the emotion. If you're a day trader, the way I used to just be a day trader, that's where I would make most of my money and then leave and come back and see what happens for the last hour. Now since I have positions and I'm doing things, I actually, I put some stops in. If the trade doesn't change, I stay in it. If the trade changes, I get stopped out. So now what? Everyone's like, what do we do with NVIDIA? Is NVIDIA going to be higher tomorrow? I don't know. This is, it's anyone's guess. All you know is that, it broke the 200-day for now. It hit 116.70. There's a huge hole in the chart. So that means it's on sale. If people don't have enough demand to buy it down here to get into the gap, it being on sale is not, it has to go on sale again and go on a different rack. And that means it would break this, and you have a lot of other levels. So for me, there's just nothing there to really do. It's up a little bit after hours, yes, but it's just kind of in no man's land. It's right back to here. If it's up $4 tomorrow, you fade it. If it's down $4, maybe you buy it. And this is 126 to 128. That's resistance, so there is some room there. And then you have the bottom end. To me, it's a nothing. It's a flip. It's a coin flip. So I don't like the coin flip. No reason for me to do a coin flip. Right? Especially in a market that's a little vulnerable. AVGO. Look at that move into that gap. If you held it because it had this pro earnings gap, today was a painful day. I get it. I guess I got a little lucky. I got out of it when it failed to go above 247 when the video was so bad on Friday. I just got out of my semis. So I didn't have to hold wind if you had to do it here and you did it. I'm sorry, it sucks. Excuse my French, it happens. 196.23 is now that low. Nothing really to do now. Just trade the ranges. Home on the range. 2.8, this is what, this high here? 218. Oh wow, gap below this. That's what you call, like, remember, like a gorilla gap where it just kills everybody. Hopefully you weren't killed. It was very easy to get killed. Having a little size on, some things were forgiving, some things weren't. Wasn't an easy day. NVIDIA can get to 124. Zen's putting in his value added. All right, you want to do a little fun game? Okay, what's the high going to be on NVIDIA tomorrow? Zen says 124. Anybody else want to guess? We can write this down. 122, 126. All right. Well, it's got to 128, right? So it might be an inside day. It might try and push into that gap. Who thinks it's going to test the gap pivot before it tests today's lows? You think so? Everyone's thinking we bounce before it comes back in. You think 114 to 120? Oh, so up first. All right. It's up a little bit after hours. Here, so what you could do here is you can go like this, NVIDIA, and then look how cute this is. You can go the 2-hour chart, how it's going up. And here's your intraday. So I would think this is, I think this is, you could also get here. This low is, that's a 5-minute low from today. So like if this opens up tomorrow, I would think most people, if they took it home alone, would be selling into this 122 to 123.60 area. And if someone want to do a cute short, if it opens up there, maybe it's a fade, and then, and then you have this. That's the gap. So this would be, spot number one. This would be what I would call resistance 1 tomorrow, and then this would be gap resistance. So, but we'll see. And this obviously will be pivot support. Right? Okay. Dash. Remember I said Dash is a buying opportunity. That was a buying opportunity, 175. Dash was a great trade, 173 to 155. I did reduce on Friday, so I will add some versus a 5, 15, 30-minute low. That was today's strategy. What did Dash do? If you added versus, this was your 5-minute low right here, actually, or 15-minute low, 178, went as high as 183. I just sat in my position, but some people make good money there. And then it gave you another buy. Anyway, Dash is still special status. What did Reddit do? Reddit went green. Held a little bit, I went a little bit below 172, 173. Sorry, I was a little off. Went to 170.20. That's your new point of reference. Still above the 21 day. So this is still looking better than other things. So this is still go-to status, more go-to status in Palantir. Yeah, but actually this held the 8 and 21 day too. So tomorrow, one of the thoughts would be like, is what tries to fill, the open gap tomorrow. So that would show more relative strength than others. Some did it today. Those are going to be the best. Like Meta filled it today. Amazon filled it today. Apple. Look at Apple today. That was a nice call by the Red Dog. Apple never spent on a ton of AI, so it'll be interesting to see if this goes from the most challenged Mag 7, starts acting better. 219.38 is a recent low. I'll see if we can get a signal to buy. I'll tell you, guys did really well here. I didn't trade it most of the day. It did get to this resistance, 232. To me, it's still kind of broken. I did catch a little trade towards the end of the day just for fun. So now this gave us a point of reference, 232.15. So I like to be precise. 232.15 is today's high. I don't know. If the semis bounce tomorrow, does that mean it's programmed to come in? We'll see. And then you have another area. If it's up, You know, you have 234, which is next resistance, and then kind of where it bounced up to here. Either which way, though, is a nice trade for some today, if they were tactical, right? What happened? 600 billion, Philly D? Uh, $1 billion. Animal spirits. Does anybody have animal spirits? I don't have any animal spirits, and I'm the red dog. Anyone else have animal spirits? I'm 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 more in the camp where it's offense wins games, defense wins championships, and red dog likes to win some championships. Ever? Okay, and hopefully people don't get too caught in it. What else? So I did. Someone pointed out this goose. It's kind of a broken name. Showed some relative strength. I don't know. I like the name, so I bought some. Showed some relative strength. Some guys went with eBay today. eBay gave you a reason. I haven't been in eBay since like 1992, so I didn't buy it, but it looks pretty good. Remember when eBay and Yahoo were the ones? Anyway, nice candle. Maybe it goes higher. Um, IBIT, I got in towards the end of the day. To me, it was kind of tricky, and then seemed like it was gonna just roll over, and then it didn't. So now here you have the 21 day. It held. It's this low is what gave you a new point of reference, 56.15. So I took some of that towards the end of the day. Then we'll look at DS. Ooh, had a spot, huh, Matthew? Thank you. Excuse me, sorry. Cheers, and this is only water. No alcohol, especially on a Monday. All right. So anyway, still hanging around there. Sorry, I have like a little tickle. All right. Let me look at the Goose Weekly. Oh my goodness, it's been absolutely annihilated. Ooh, interesting. It's a little chilly out there. What else? CLH. I hate this stock. It's so gross. Sorry. If I had $1 for every time somebody said to buy this one since the double top here up at 98, it's almost like Baba for 3 years. I am in some Baba. Um, kind of like the China narrative. We'll see how it plays out this time. I'm only in options. At first, we made good money. I bought the options like 105, 110, sold them at 130, 140, then bought some back. If you look at the weekly chart of Baba, it's really been in a bear market for a long time since breaking 319. It's in a lower channel, so this is really nowhere. So if there is any real merit to this story where, Baba is spending 20% on AI that other companies are spending and their margins are going to be great, and maybe China gets better and we get a little reversion to the mean where the S&P doesn't do as well and China outperforms. Hey, maybe this Baba will be all right. So this is 118. I bought, what did I buy? I bought $95 calls for earnings. We'll see. So again, I'm not in the stock. I'm not going to overtrade it. We'll see how it goes. Remember when it broke here? This was a great trade. We made a lot of money in this stock. Goes to show you that when you blow the 8 and 21 day, you do not just hold your nose and go underwater. Yeah, so that's why you go with options. Risk is premium paid. Anyway, Not disagreeing. Otherwise, I'd be in the stock. What else, my friends? IWM was tricky. Looked good, went green, and then just kind of rolled over with the XBI. Sorry. 225.21. I don't know. I just don't trust the small caps. Someone said look at Citigroup. Yeah, Citigroup came back to the 8 day. This has been a very strong trend. Looks good. JP Morgan holding higher. The banks are still strong. I don't trade the banks enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 8 days here. Looks like another little bull flag. It's funny too, because because all Jamie tries to do is warn everybody about the froth in the stock market, but meanwhile, his stock keeps getting rewarded. Yeah, Nike gave you a nice move. Nike, everybody was talking about it right here in the alpha team. Then it came up, went sideways, went again. For a broken name, this is, now is this a new active sequence? It could be. Maybe it wants to work its way back towards the 200 day. Anyway, it's a start. If you bought some and sold some and bought some on this little small red dog reversal, added, sold some. If it opens down tomorrow and goes from red to green and pushes above this high and goes higher, okay, that's a nice active sequence for you. It is Nike. Too bad Michael Jordan doesn't play anymore. On cloud, much better. Anyway, hmm. Yeah, you think so? Let's see. Mm, can't really say that now, but held the 8 day. There's not a lot of stocks above the 8 day. I sold it today just to reduce some risk because I was like, yeah, I'll wait. Meanwhile, how lucky were we that we sold CCJ? Look at that red dog reversal sell in CCJ. And that was Friday also. And then, wow, this is some gap down. Jesus. Now this did show relative weakness. Look at the lower high here. Last time it had a red dog reversal, potent move lower, came in a lot. So this kind of just got me, on my toes, and I just was like, I don't need to hold to this thing, and I kind of got lucky. Saved me a lot of money today. Yeah. All right. Well, this time it's 4:37. We've all been up early. We've all had a ton going on. Hopefully, you made the right decision at the right time. That's all you could do. Trade as if you're coming in flat, even if you had some positions on. That's what I tried to do. Um, and then if some things didn't get me out and acted well, I stayed with. And like a Dash didn't get me out. Amazon didn't get me out. Meta, I'm pretty much same type of risk on, but I traded the range better. A few other things I got out of the way. And now we'll see. You want me to look at Walmart? I saw Costco up a lot today. What's Walmart doing? Ooh, that's a strong stock. Can't be upset if you long Walmart. Interesting. Costco. Ooh. Let's get rid of. I haven't looked at this in a while. Nice bullish engulfing candle. Look at that. It went below this, came back above, closed strong. My friends love Costco. Hmm. Anyway, we'll see what happens. It's got a lot of room back to there if it wants to follow Walmart. Nice candle. XLP. Ooh, big move, big gap. I guess money rotated here. Yeah, that's low here. It's this gap, 77.43. All right, my dogs. This was day one of the open house. I see a lot of people trying us out. It's good to see. What you see is what you get. Today could have been a disaster. It wasn't. For I closed at the highs of my January on Friday due to the fact that I did sell a lot of premium. I reduced some risk, and today came in feeling all right, just prepared. And today I think I've almost like I made small, made small considering all the positions that I had and I had to navigate it. Not too bad. I'm pretty happy about that. I listened to a video today that I thought was interesting. It said about, self-confidence and esteem. Like they say, confidence comes from experience, right? The more experience you have, the more confidence you have. And then they say self-esteem happens from doing hard things. The hard things you do, the more proud of yourself you get, the more self-esteem you build, and the more promises you make to yourself, the more self-esteem you build. And if all of a sudden you make all these promises to yourself and you don't keep them, that's when your head starts to get messed up. That's when you start to falter. That's when you start to question, do you have any willpower? Do you have any backbone? So if you're going to make promises to yourself, you better keep them. It's the only way to feel good about yourself. And once you feel good about yourself, then you start building confidence, and then you start making progress. And that's your Red Dog mindset. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good night, guys.